Okay, Representative Basie and Education Committee, my name is Dr. Kimberlee Gill, and I represent the Association of Christian Schools International and Summit Christian Academy, a school of nearly 900 students in Lee Summit, Missouri. I've left my sweet students to be a voice for them, their parents, and thousands of Missouri school children covered under the umbrella of ACSI. I thank you once again for considering educational choice and the bill brought by Representative Cristo Finelli especially. I thank him for his perseverance on this issue, and I'm deeply grateful on behalf of Missouri's children for this consideration. With 7% growth this year, Summit Christian Academy is wielding every sword we have to fight with what education is now dubbing the COVID slide. As you can imagine, there's a lack of math fluency, reading fluency, and measurable increase in teen anxiety and depression caused from simply being immersed online and alone. This educational slide isn't over, and it will be a matter of years to rectify learning in those students who could not access an education. I was especially frustrated today to hear about the planning to make plans for students that are behind because the crisis is now. I cannot help but ask, where would many of those children be now if their parents had had the choice of to educate them through the pandemic because of a formerly brought bill on educational choice? If only you had passed the legislation last year. But now you have fresh opportunity. Parents need choice to combat the educational devastation of the pandemic, but there is another factor coming fast. And this is a different thing that you guys have heard before, and it's caught all of us a little bit by surprise. The idea of educational differentiation now. The pandemic has caused an innovative disruption in education that I liken to when schools must have gone from a one-room schoolhouse to an industrialized model. Can you imagine those teachers back then saying, what? You mean I'm going to have 35 8-year-olds in a room and not just the whole class? That it is a shift in thinking that's happening right now. Students are now asking, why do I have to sit in school 7 hours a day, 5 days a week? They're asking why they have to accept the course offered by only one school when any class in the world is now accessible. They want to differentiate. They want to do what the best homeschool families have been doing for years, education a la carte, accessing the best teachers, the best classes for the gifts and talents within them. Education in a pandemic has made students value their teachers. It has made the heart of parents turn toward their children and evaluate the education that is offered and work hard on their children's behalf to obtain what is best. For the first time, this is revolutionary, folks. For the first time, I've been a private educator for 30 years. I'm working with a school district that is allowing a student to be full-time at my school and take a class online with the public school district. Outside of vocational education, this has never happened before. That district gets it. Everyone involved is thrilled. School choice is already here for people who can afford it and for people who are willing to think outside the box. The kids are already there. It is the adults who continue looking in the rearview mirror while your car is driving off the cliff. Missouri has a chance to make the best education accessible. House Bill 349, I believe, is a great way to make that happen. It's well designed. Private education wants ESAs or tax credits. We do not want to redirect money from the public school general budget. We desire that parents pay us and not that the state pays us. I appreciate the fact that it's capped and it gets managed by a not-for-profit agency. This management has a proven record in several states. I did my educational dissertation over school choice because I wanted to understand the issue. It works. We are not being the most innovative state. I have had parents come to my school from Florida, move to Missouri, and look at me and say, okay, how do we access the state money? When they realized Missouri had nothing, they moved back to Florida. I had the same thing happen with a military family with Arizona. Missouri has opportunity to be the kind of state people move to if we can get outside the thinking that a commitment to the public education is not a commitment to a system, but a commitment to the public's education. There's options now. This week I was having my morning devotions and came across this verse, seek justice and be prompt in righteousness. I hope this year my Missouri government will finally provide justice to its children and be prompt in doing what is right. We had a representative share earlier. Virtual education is offered if the school district allows it. Do you understand that that mocap is not available to every student in your state? A superintendent can decide not to allow children to access it. Do you understand, in my building, I have students that would desire to go to the vocational center. They're not allowed in certain districts to access it. You have to research this and understand. Kids, our third graders are playing Minecraft with kids all over the world. The kids understand it. Those of you that are retired teachers, you have to get cutting edge. This is not a choice between a bridge and a kid. We can do the power of the and now. We can do that. And there is not a private school anywhere that doesn't welcome accountability. And believe me, when you're in private education, they vote with their feet. The parents keep us accountable to do our job. Educational option makes everybody better. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Gill. Any questions for the lady? Representative Hafner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Lady, it's good to see you again. And for one who has sat on multiple panels in front of your school, your passion that you show in here shows in your school. And there was previous testimony that was in opposition to this bill that said democracy depends on it. And the passion that you show, the innovation that you show throughout that entire school, and a response from the kids shows that our democracy does depend on it. We gotta have some innovation, and I appreciate what you're doing there. Thank you for coming up today.
Thank you.